Alright, so in our composition lesson for this week, we're going to learn two different things. Our first thing is going to be tempo, which you guys basically have an understanding of. And the second thing is going to be dynamics, okay? Which is going to be maybe new for some, but old for others. We're going to take a look at those, okay? These two things are going to be required within your project, okay? On top of everything else that we've learned, we're now going to apply that and making sure your understanding of tempo and dynamics to this project, okay? Which is creating a ringtone, which I'm super excited for. I really think creating a ringtone is a great start to coming up with something, while at the same time making it not as difficult for you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started with our first lesson, which is going to be, or not our second lesson, which is going to be the tempo and dynamics. Okay, as you guys may see, I'm now here. I've taken off the stuff to do. Okay, I just want to make it like this, a little less cluttered, kind of like it like this. All right, so first thing we are doing, okay, if once you've watched the Koji Kondo video, you're now here. All right, so composition, we now have our tempo and dynamics. Okay, so like last time, we're going to divide this up into two different parts. Our first part is going to be tempo, which tempo you guys should know by now. Tempo is what basically describes the speed or the beat of your music, okay? The choice of tempo really does impact your song, okay? It impacts it in many ways. The first way is it really gives you an idea of what kind of song it is. If it's a really, really happy song, okay? So last week we talked about tonality. If you choose C, it's supposed to be happier, right? But at the same time, all right, what ends up happening is that, okay, it might not sound the happiest. The reason why is probably because of the tempo, okay? If your tempo's a little slower, it might be not as, nice sounding. But it's going to be really important to talk about that. Now, tempo can also be referred to as BPMs, or beats per minute, okay? If your BPM, you've seen that in probably Soundtrap, but your BPM is going to be basically your tempo of the song. It's a way to describe it. When you click on flat, when you click on the note at the top left, it gives you a number. That is your beats per minute, okay? Now, what's going to be very important as well, especially in Soundtrap, is going to be the metronome, okay? And a metronome, remember, a lot of people, for whatever reason, forget this. A metronome is what we use to stay in tempo. It's a machine. If you look at the picture over here, it's that's the old-fashioned version of a metronome. But the metronome could be a little tiny thing that you guys have seen in class, or it could be, in this case on Soundtrap, it could be that little clicking noise that just pops up. Okay, so now that we know what tempo is, I'm gonna help you guys figure out maybe some ways to incorporate tempo into your too fast. There we go. All right, so I don't know why it says melodic intervals there, but this is a rough sketch of your different types of tempos that you have here. Okay, it goes from slow, which is, it's kind of like on a oh, there we go. It's on a speedometer, which you see in the car. So the slowest you can have, which is grave, then you have lento, largo, adagio, andante, moderato. And if you guys haven't noticed what I've been saying, these are a bunch of Italian words. All right, that's how we have music written down for the most part. You'll see these words on sheets of music. The reason why that happened is because a lot of the people who were producing music when it was being written down first were Italians. So Italians, they would put their words on it, and that was it. That's how you read music. So you have the different type of words with your basically beats per minute next to it. Okay, that is going to be kind of a gauge of how we're going to be thinking about things. So next, the tempo of the genres. So we have here a list of about just 10 genres that are basically popular, and their beats per minute to the right of them, or tempo to the right of them. Okay, you guys can look through this list. You're going to be deciding which of these genres that you are going to be composing in. Okay, so you're going to be making sure that you look to the right here and pick a tempo that best suits you. Okay, and you're going to compose your piece somewhere in between those genres, okay, or between those beats. All right, so make sure you take a look at that. All right, so tempo, very simple. Now we come to dynamics. Dynamics is going to be also a little bit simple as well. But what are dynamics? Well, in music, dynamics describes the volume of a piece. Okay, think about it as if it's like really good or not. If you think something's dynamics, boom, loud, that's how loud something is. But rather than using the words loud and quiet, again, we use Italian words, okay, or symbols in this case, to represent that volume. So here is an example that what's highlighted in red is the dynamic symbols, all right, and we're going to talk about what they mean. Now, here in white is basically the symbols, or actually on the white side, I should say. Here is the symbols and their definitions. So, piano, you'll see a little P. That means that it is soft or quiet, okay? When you read this, the P is telling you to play the part quietly. Forte, which is going to be loud, is played at an F, or you'll see the symbol of an F, and it's to tell you to play loud, okay? And lastly, you're going to have over here mezzo forte, or actually mezzo, just plain and simple, means moderately or medium. And you're going to have it on two of the sides. You usually see it with forte or piano, meaning moderately loud or moderately quiet. Either one will work, okay? Either one will work. So we come to the next symbols here, which are going to be for you guys. Why is it not loading now? Okay, it just wants to be delayed. Alright, so we have here, so we just had piano, forte, mezzo, piano. Then we come to pianissimo and fortissimo. So issimo at the end basically means very, okay? So we just take the whatever we had last, forte, fortissimo, issimo, very, remember, okay? This gives us pianissimo or fortissimo, which either means very quiet or very loud, all right? And the symbol for this is going to be a double P or a double F, all right? You're going to see these in your flat, and you're going to have to incorporate one of the dynamics in your piece, okay? Continuing on, pianissimo and fortissimo, which is going to be very, very loud and very, very, very soft, okay? So this is not so common. You will see these in pieces, but not too often, okay? And you just add however quiet you want. You just add the P's or the F's at the end of them, all right? Now we come to probably one of my favorite dynamics to use, which is a crescendo and decrescendo. So crescendo is the first one, or actually you can call it a decrescendo, diminuendo, but either way, crescendo, which means gradually louder. It will gradually go louder, and that little what you call it, alligator mouth, that's telling you when you need to be the loudest in that part. So go soft to loud, all right? Or what you can have is you can have that little CRESC abbreviation, and that means you do the same thing, but it's going to be up to your really interpretation, okay? Either way is going to be acceptable. Now we come to a diminuendo or decrescendo. What's going to happen is that it's the opposite. You're going to go gradually quiet, okay? Decrescendo, which you can also use abbreviated, is going to be basically the alligator mouth is just the opposite. It's going to be like that, okay? So it's telling you to start the loudest, then go to the softest, all right? Now, another word for basically means the same is diminuendo. It means just get gradually quieter. Okay. These two things are really useful. They're really, it makes a piece very, very nice if you put those in at the end. Now, just to give you an idea of how the volume should be, if you look here, it's a kind of a little description of how it sounds. So, speaking voice, that's mezzo piano, mezzo forte. Then it goes on the opposite sides of getting quieter and softer, and then getting louder and louder, going down to basically yelling. So that is there to help you guys out. So this, what we're going to do is we're going to be adding these two concepts to our compositions for this week. Okay, we're going to be making sure we choose a tempo and the genre that we're going to be composing in, and we're going to be creating or putting in a dynamic marking or symbol in flat to make sure that that's good to go. All right, so once you're done with this video, head down to the composition project number 001. It's our first project. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting on our ringtone. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple little tips and tricks on how to do things in flat. So go ahead, head down there. I will have that video with it. So go ahead, check that out. All right, I'll see you guys there.